How the devil? Oh, you! Anyway, look what I got today. Whoa! The League Stereo 230. Got this for a very good price. Now I think with the wood surround, this is going for, in the UK, 1,295 quid. I auditioned it at Richer Sounds in Cardiff, in Wales, and they took this from another store. So they took it from another store, it was an open box. So he said, you can either buy one brand new, or you can have this one as an open box. And I went, well, how much of a discount are you going to give me? And he said, oh, you can have it for £8.50. I was like, Tom and Jerry eyes. I was like, what? £8.50? With the wood surround, this is going for £12.95. Blinking heck. So I said, well, how much is that? 450 quid I saved. I think that's right, isn't it? If my maths are correct. So I saved myself £450 buying an open box. I couldn't believe my luck. Anyway, so I've got it. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the biggest sibling, or I suppose you call it the biggest sibling. It's about the same size. It's a League Stereo 130, came out in 2020. And a lot of people were impressed with that amp. But this one's a little bit more powerful. It's got 75 watts per channel into 8 ohms, and I think 115 watts into 4 ohms. So it's got a bit more juice in it. I do believe that they've made some improvements to it as well. It's got a better DAC, so it can do higher res files even more than the other one can. I think if I'm right, they've improved the phono stage a little bit. And they've also improved the headphone amp, because they all sound fantastic. I'll come to all them later on in the video. Now, the crazy thing is before 2020, League Stereo was defunct. I think they went into liquidation back in 1979. And these are a kind of resurgence of the amps they used to build in the 60s and 70s. I think this is takes after the League Stereo 30, which by all accounts was a decent amp. And do you know the mad thing is, if you look at the Stereo 30, they really haven't just brought back a kind of a retro amp. It's very much identical to it, down to the knobs, the buttons, everything, the wood surround, the design, everything. Obviously the internals are far more different, and the back panel is a lot different, which we'll have a look at that in a sec. So so they've now come up with this one, the 230, and what's going to be next? The 330? I don't know. They've also got the CD player, which I'm going to have to get at some point. Once I've paid this off, I got this on interest-free credit for 6 months, buy now, pay later, or some nonsense like that. I'm having to sell my other amp, my Marantz amp, to fund this one. But I think it's worth it for me anyway. Anyway, stop blabbing on, Matt. Let's have a closer look. So on the front here, we've got the input selector. We've got Bluetooth down here. Now I have to say, Bluetooth aptX HD, which is great. I'm glad it's aptX HD. I would have liked to have seen LDAC. But there we are. aptX HD is pretty good. And I would like to have seen aptX Adaptive. But there's not many devices have aptX Adaptive on them yet. I've got a Google Pixel. That doesn't have aptX Adaptive on it, but it does have LDAC. Then you've got USB. Then you've got ARC. You're having a laugh. Optical, coax, auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, and phono stage. Bass, treble, balance. Then you've got direct to defeat the tone controls. You've got your volume, headphones. That's the remote sensor there. Okay. Then it says power switch. It's more of a standby switch. Your main power switch is on the back over there. But this is more of a standby button. Right, let's have a look on the back. Right, on the back. Got your analog section here. Phono stage, auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2. You got your pre-out here. This is, so you can use it for an external amplifier, power amplifier, whatever. You could connect 1 or even 2 subwoofers to that. Got your speaker binding post here. Right, you've got the digital section here. You've got coax in, optical in, ARC in. Update. You've got USB. And then you've got your coax and optical out. So you could connect this to something else if you wanted to, out from your digital stage. Then you've got the, so there's the main power switch there. So if you want to stop the power going to it completely, you just do that, or turn it off at the mains. There you go. And there you've got your trigger in and out. So, you know, when you've got this, if you've got the CD to go with it, on the, whatever the side, whatever, you've got your triggers in for that. Now you can see here, look, it's compatible. It's got aptX DSD, direct stream digital, MQA. Now I'm not sure about MQA because, I mean, MQA has gone into liquidation now because a lot of people, look, I've never heard MQA, so I'm no one to judge, but a lot of people said that MQA were a bit misleading and it was all snake oil. I don't know if that's true or not, and I'll get into that. But they've gone into liquidation. They have been bought by another company now, but I don't know. So, what do I think of it? Well, cut a long story short, I think it's a very, very good amp. Personally, I think it's really good. So, firstly, I tried watching some videos via the ARC. What? Hang on, what? No, not that one, not that one. Anyway, you know, funnily enough, I did star in a porn film once, but I never did it again because I only had a small part. Right, but so I did play some movies through the Stereo 230 and they sounded great. Obviously it's only in stereo, there's no subwoofer or surround, but through the Lintons it sounded very, very good. Bass was, you know, there, obviously not subwoofer level, but enough for me. Voices were very clear and articulate, no problem understanding them, and it's way better than your TV speakers. And yeah, I mean way better. I tried the USB, so I connected my laptop up. This old laptop I've got here, it's years old this is. So you can use a laptop or PC as a music server. All your files on it, you can play through the Stereo 230. Now, I don't have any MQA files, but I do have some DSD files. I got Santana's Greatest Hits on DSD. I've never been able to play them properly on DSD. But what I didn't realize is that I downloaded Pot Player for a previous project, recording VHS onto a hard disk. And I didn't realize Pot Player can actually play DSD files. That was a bonus. So I was able to play Santana DSD through the Stereo 230, sounding fantastic. Really, really good. The headphones, I think it can go up to 600 ohms, but I've only got 47 ohm headphones. But to me, the headphone sounded really clear, very good as any I've heard. I don't think you need to get an external headphone amplifier for this. The Bluetooth, like I said previously, I would have liked it to be an LDAC, but the Bluetooth is very good, really, really good. I did find though that if you're Bluetoothing across a poorly produced file or a low res file, the amp picked it up. It didn't sound good at all. So, you know, you need to be Bluetoothing over some really good high res files to get the best out of the Bluetooth out of this. The phono stage, I was quite blown away by the phono stage. I mean, look, I've never had any super expensive phono stages, but I've had the Shit Manny 2. I've tried that, thought it was a really capable phono stage. I had Cambridge Audio. That was a decent phono stage. The Riga, that was okay, not bad. This is as good as any of them. And again, you won't need an external phone stage for this. I do think they have improved from a 130. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but some people said it was okay. This one I thought was fantastic. I played some CDs via coaxial using the internal DAC in this. Again, really good. So the overall sound I would describe as not laid back, but not forward. It's kind of I wouldn't say it's neutral, but it does really well right the way through all the frequency ranges. And it really suits my Wharfedale Lintons very well. It's a little bit warm, but it's not forward, like in your face. It's not like in your face type of thing. You could, again, like with the Wharfedale Lintons, you could listen to them speakers all day with no fatigue. The amp is the same. You could literally listen to it. I just can't stop listening to the flipping thing. It's fantastic. Anyway, so as you can see, I've had to get a new sort of media unit because my old media unit was getting a bit worse for wear and it just couldn't cope with everything I was piling on it. And I think the League Stereo 230 needs to be, it shouldn't be stuffed. Because the thing is though, this is, I mean, if it's a downside, it's not your usual size. It's you know, you can see the length of that. And that was sort of stacked on top of that. It looked awful. Didn't look great at all. I think it should be up on top, on display personally. So I got this from IKEA. Yes, IKEA. It's a great little unit. You store your records on it. You put all your knickknacks in there. And it cost me, with these boxes, 88 quid. So that's not bad. And I much prefer this setup now. It looks a lot neater and tidier. But anyway, I'm going off the subject here. But I just wanted to, so some people might notice, oh, he's got a new media unit. Well, I have, okay. And the reason I did bring it up is because I've done a sound test. And I've compared, because you know I love a sound, oh, I love a sound test. Oh, God, I love a sound test. I've done a sound test comparing this to my Marantz Cinema 70S in stereo mode. And they're both using their internal DACs coming from a CD player via coaxial. And when I recorded it, it was on the old hi-fi unit. So that's why I'm saying about this. All right. Anyway, enough of me blabbering on again. All right. Have a listen to this. So, what do you think of that? Oh, what did your ears tell you? Now, please make sure you listen over headphones. Come on. I tell you what I'll do though. I was only a snippet of one track, but what I'll do is I'll make another video like I did previously with the Lintons, and I'll do a 5-track comparison. But I'll tell you what I thought. I got to say, for an AV, the Marantz Cinema 70S is really good in stereo. For an AV, it put up a fine performance, I have to say. And who knows, some of you watching this may think the Marantz sounded better. Personally, for me, I thought the Stereo 230 had a bit of a deeper, bigger bass. It wasn't like more punchy, but it was more present. I thought the mids were more clear and coherent. Trebles, I thought the Marantz sounded a little bit more digital. It wasn't artifacty or anything like that, nothing wrong with that, but just a tad more like, you know, that digital sort of sound. Whereas this sounded a little bit warmer. And something you probably won't be able to pick up over YouTube is the sound stage. It just sounds bigger with the Lintons. Just sounds, it fills the room more. Really, I'm absolutely in love with this amp. Maybe a bit too much. I tell you something, filming that was a bit hard to do because this, for a small, it looks quite small, but I think it weighs 29 pounds. It said on the thing. So what's 29 pounds in, Alexa, 29 pounds in kilograms.
29 pounds is about 13.2 kilograms.
13.2 kilograms. It's a weighty thing, I really tell you, and that's probably down to its transformer in there, because it is a Class A-B design, where the 130 was a Class D, so the 130 is probably a little bit lighter. But yeah, but I was carrying it around like this, scared I was going to drop it. Oh my God, what if I did? Anyway, let me know what you think of these sound tests. What did you prefer? And also, keep a lookout for that 5-track comparison. I'll put the videos out at the same time, so you won't be searching for it. Where the bloody hell is it? I'll probably put a link in the description below and a link here. Now, I'm definitely going to have to get the CDT, and the CD transport for this to go with this. Going to have to. But then again, I'm just going to have to pay off that. Anyway, that's come to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one.